There was a time when a Friday night plan meant only one thing: a trip to the local Blockbuster store. It wasn't just about picking a movie. It was a complete experience. Walking through the aisles, browsing through shelves of colorful VHS, tapes and DVDs, feeling the excitement of choosing something to watch with family or friends. It felt special. The smell of popcorn, the thrill of getting the last copy of a popular film, and the simple joy of holding a physical movie in your hand. These are memories many people still cherish. But fast forward to today, all of that is gone. Only one Blockbuster store exists in the world, so how did such a beloved brand, once at the top of home entertainment, collapse so completely? Let's break it down. Welcome to BizWorld, where we explore the rise and fall of powerful brands, game-changing companies, and business empires that shaped the world. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss a business story that matters. Now, let's dive into the epic fall of Blockbuster. How Blockbuster became a giant. The story starts in 1985, when a businessman named David Cook opened the very first Blockbuster store in Dallas, Texas. At the time, video rental stores were small, cluttered, and only offered a few hundred tape. Cook had a much bigger idea: create a clean, organized video store with thousands of titles. And he didn't stop there. He used computer systems to manage rentals, which helped track inventory and customer data better than other stores. The first Blockbuster was a hit. People loved the wide selection, easy process, and professional look. Within just a couple of years, Blockbuster was expanding rapidly. In 1987, Cook sold part of the business to investors, including Wayne Huizenga, a businessman known for building Waste Management Inc. Huizenga had a bold vision. He wanted Blockbuster to be the fast food of home video, available on every corner, in every city. Under his leadership, Blockbuster exploded. By the early 90s, Blockbuster had more than 1,000 stores across the U.S. They were even expanding internationally. In 1994, media giant Viacom bought Blockbuster for $8.4 billion. The future looked unstoppable. Trouble starts to brew, but while the business was booming, a few cracks were beginning to show. Blockbuster had one major complaint from customers: late fees. If you return the movie even one day late, you get charged, and these charges weren't small. In fact, Blockbuster made hundreds of millions of dollars a year from late fees alone. This model worked for profits, but it hurt their relationship with customers. In the background, a new idea was slowly forming, one that would completely change how people watch movies. Netflix enters the game in 1997. A new company called Netflix arrived with a different approach. Instead of physical stores, Netflix used the internet. Customers could order DVDs online, get them delivered by mail, and return them at their own pace, without any late fees. First, no one paid much attention. Netflix was small, and Blockbuster was a giant. But Netflix was patient. They built their system carefully and waited for the right moment. That moment came when DVD players started becoming popular in the early 2000s. Suddenly, Netflix's model made perfect sense. People didn't want to drive to a store or worry about returning tapes. They just wanted movies at home, without penalties. A missed opportunity. In the year 2000, Netflix approached Blockbuster with a surprising offer. They wanted to sell their entire company for just $50 million. Netflix also suggested partnering to create an online rental service under the Blockbuster brand. It was a bold idea, but Blockbuster's executives didn't take it seriously. They laughed off the proposal, believing Netflix was a small niche business that posed no real threat. At the time, Blockbuster was earning hundreds of millions in late fees alone and couldn't imagine that a mail-based DVD service would change anything. But this turned out to be one of the biggest mistakes in Blockbuster's history. By rejecting the deal, they missed a chance to own the future of home entertainment. Netflix, left on its own, used that rejection as motivation and continued growing, slowly changing how people watch movies forever. That one decision made in a boardroom would eventually lead to Blockbuster's downfall. Netflix grows. Blockbuster slows. As the early 2000s rolled on, Netflix quietly got stronger. Its website became more user-friendly, deliveries became faster, and word of mouth helped grow its loyal customer base. By 2004, Netflix had close to 3 million subscribers, and its popularity kept rising. People loved the convenience, no late fees, no store visits, and a growing library of titles right at their fingertips. Meanwhile, Blockbuster was still depending on physical stores. Thousands of locations across the U.S. were expensive to operate, and the company was slow to shift its focus. Online. Finally, in 2004, Blockbuster launched its own online DVD rental service, but Netflix had already taken the lead, and Blockbuster was playing catch-up. In a desperate move, Blockbuster also decided to eliminate late fees, trying to win back angry customers. While it improved public image, it came at a huge cost, over $200 million in lost annual revenue. By then, Blockbuster was bleeding money, struggling to keep up in a digital world it didn't adapt to fast enough. The rise of streaming. In 2007, Netflix made a game-changing move by launching online streaming. For the first time, users could watch movies and TV shows instantly on their computers. No DVDs, no mailing, no late returns. It was fast, easy, and perfectly suited for a new generation of internet users. Streaming was a major shift in how people consume entertainment. No more waiting for discs to arrive or worrying about due dates. With just a few clicks, the movie would start right away. Netflix's decision put them ahead of everyone in the market, including Blockbuster. Blockbuster realized too late that the future was digital. They launched their own streaming platform in 2010, 3 years after Netflix. But by that time, Netflix had already captured the attention and loyalty of millions of users. Blockbuster couldn't catch up. The brand was outdated, and their late move into streaming only highlighted how far behind they had fallen. This moment marked the beginning of the end for Blockbuster, the fall from 2008 to 2010. Blockbuster's downfall became impossible to ignore. They were bleeding money, closing hundreds of stores, and falling far behind in technology. While competitors embraced streaming, Blockbuster clung to its outdated rental model. Their debt continued to grow. Leadership kept changing, but the core business strategy stayed the same. And that was the problem. In 2010, Blockbuster was officially delisted from the New York Stock Exchange. By 2013, after years of decline, they finally filed for bankruptcy. It was a shocking end for a brand that once dominated home entertainment. At its peak, Blockbuster had over 9,000 stores, 60,000 employees, and billions in revenue. Yet, poor decisions, slow innovation, and a failure to adapt brought the giant to its knees. Today, only one Blockbuster store survives. In Bend, Oregon. It stands not as a business, but as a nostalgic reminder of what once was and what could have been. Lessons we can learn. So, what can we learn from the fall of Blockbuster? It's not just the story of a company being beaten by another. It's a lesson about change, vision, and timing. Blockbuster's leadership believed their success would last forever. They didn't listen to customer complaints, they ignored new ideas, and they waited too long to change. Netflix, on the other hand, stayed flexible. They kept evolving from DVD rentals to streaming, and later into producing their own content. While Blockbuster was holding on to the past, Netflix was building the future. This is a reminder to all businesses: never get too comfortable. Always listen to your customers. And most importantly, adapt before it's too late. Thanks for watching this episode of BizWorld, where we explore the stories behind the biggest wins and losses in business. If you found this story helpful or inspiring, don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts, or suggest the next company we should cover. Subscribe for more breakdowns and share this video with someone who loves learning about business. The world of business is full of highs and lows, and every rise and fall teaches us something valuable. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing,